I don't know what I'm doing, but I don't know. I just feel like talking. It's the 2-year anniversary since Berkeley sent us home 2 years ago because of COVID. Yeah, it's been an interesting time since then, and I kind of just wanted to reflect on it and do my makeup to get ready for a sorority event. We are meeting with alumni today, which is kind of scary. I don't know what the demographic's gonna be, so I'm interested, but also kind of scared. I'm gonna start with moisturizer first. 2 years ago, minus 1 week, my ex-boyfriend and I broke up with each other for good. We were on and off for a really long time, and he wasn't the best person to me. A lot of the last part of the relationship was like, I don't love you anymore, I'm gonna break up with you, and then get back together. And that cycle would just repeat, and I let it happen. And every breakup, you kind of like lose touch a little bit with that person. And finally, I was like, I'm done living on your terms. I'm going to just take that breakup and I'm gonna choose not to get back together. And he was really angry about it, but that week of freedom from him right before we were sent home was probably the best week of my freshman year. I had a lot of fun. I went to a couple parties, talked to new people, I spent time with friends, and it was really, really exciting. And then we got sent home, and I didn't know what to do after that. I mean, I was just going through a breakup and sent home, and my friends from back home weren't hanging out with each other. We all were very scared, and our parents were very scared. And I just felt very lonely. And I think just being at home with only myself, I didn't really spend that much time with my family. I didn't get to go out and see my friends until months later when we realized walks exist and we can totally hang out without having to be in each other's houses or going out to like get boba or go to a restaurant. So it was a lot of getting to know myself and facing a breakup head on, and I think it was the best kind of breakup I've ever been through because I didn't really have the chance to ignore it and push it away. That was very helpful for me to completely like get over him and find myself and be comfortable being alone. And on the flip side, like I am an extroverted person, and since then, I feel like I've been so introverted. I don't want to go out of the house anymore. I'm very comfortable just being in my own space and not seeing people. It starts to take a toll. I want to see people, but like the act of leaving the house is stressing me out, and I'm like, why should I do it? Is it really gonna be worth it? And there's just a lot of thoughts flowing around, and I don't really know how to tackle that. Yeah, that's just like what's going through my mind right now. I joined a sorority in spring of 2021, and I was still at home. A lot of the girls were in person, so the new girls, a lot of them got to know each other, and I didn't really get to know them, which was sucky. I don't really know a lot of my pledge class super well. I do regret that, and I wish I was able to meet them more often, but it just is the circumstance. But I think that in addition to me not wanting to go to the house and hang out with people and just being afraid of leaving the house, not because of COVID. I think it was more like just leaving my room and leaving the security of my place was really scary. So I didn't make a lot of friends, and I didn't venture out into the public a lot. I skipped a lot of my classes last semester. Now I'm so afraid to go back into the pool of friendships. It's necessary. That's why I'm trying to go to this event today. Just put myself out there. That's the scariest part for me. I feel like everyone already has their friends, and some of the girls are like, I don't know, really rude and scary, but a lot of them are really nice, and it's really hard to tell who's who, and because a lot of people are friends with each other, it's really hard to understand the dynamics. No one really approaches me because like I'm not a new member, and we're gonna try to welcome the new members the most, and it's my job now as like an older member to also welcome the new members, but I myself don't know a lot of people, so I don't know. There are a lot of people that I like feel like I want to get to know, but it's like really hard. Like I see them once for like dinner or lunch, but how do I meet them again? There's so many girls in the sorority, and people would rather like go to events and hang out with their friends rather than like meet someone new and put in that effort, right? Or that's how I feel. I'm sure some girls out there also are trying to get new friends like I am, and it's just really hard to know, you know? My therapist was telling me yesterday about putting myself out there, and there was an event yesterday that I was really actually looking forward to going to, but then I had an overwhelming fear of dread at like 8:30, and the event was at 9, and I'm like, I really don't think I should be going right now. And I didn't. I spent it in with my boyfriend and we watched a movie, but I don't want to resort to that security every single time, which I think I was doing before. I don't know, I just wanted to go out in a rant a little bit about that. I've talked about it on TikTok, I believe. Oh, I guess I didn't say anything, but I just did my eyebrows using some ABA pomade, and now I'm just using, it's a Smashbox Super Fan mascara. I'll just use it as like a primer kind of thing. It's like mostly finished, but there's a little bit left. I really like how it separates my lashes. Back in high school, we had a group of friends. I mean, my current roommate and I were part of the same group, and we both ended up leaving the group. Maybe they were really good friends for each other, but they were never really good friends for us. They would hang out outside of school without us. Even when we would ask to hang out, like, hey, you want to do this, you want to do that, nothing would ever come out of it. We would probably hang out maybe once a year outside of school, aside from our birthdays. And at the time, neither of us realized that was weird. I didn't really put in the effort to make new friends because I thought they were like fine. I thought that's how friendships were supposed to go. But then over time, I slowly realized they weren't very good people. I guess a good example that I always bring up because it hurt me so badly was when I got my driver's license. I was the first person to. They never said anything. They never congratulated me. I brought it to school and they're like, oh, why did you bring it to school? So there were 5 of us, my roommate and I, and then these 3 girls who they're still friends now, and they were the ones who were exclusive towards us. And a couple other girls cycled throughout the groups. It's just we stayed the longest with them. But one of those 3 girls got her license, and someone else had said, oh wow, the first person in our group to get our driver's license. And I was so hurt by that. I could drive, I had a car, I was driving to school. And the audacity of this girl to tell us that the other girl, was the first person to get her license. And I realized I needed to make new friends. I ended up doing that. I left that group. I started talking to more people in my classes. And I made a lot of really close friends in the last year and a half of my high school. I'm gonna go in with like this Better Than Sex mascara. So this is how it looks like with just the Smashbox one. I curled my lashes if you didn't notice. This one uncurls my lashes. I really like how it looks, but I really hate that it sometimes, or it always makes my lashes flatter and then I have to recurl it. And I know it's not very healthy to curl your lashes after you put mascara, but I have to do it because otherwise it just literally like flops down. I need a better mascara. I just don't know which one to get. It was my New Year's resolution. This must have been 2018. So like the new semester of 11th grade, I was like, I need to make new friends. And then I literally talked to people, as I said, people in my classes, people I was close with but not super close with. I sat around at other people's lunch tables and got to know like their friends. And honestly, that was super helpful. I just put myself out there and I made so many new connections that I wouldn't have done if I just stuck to that same group. And the people that I'm still in touch to this day are those people that I made friends with those last year and a half. Which just goes to say, like, time is not any indication of how close you are. It's more the effort that you put into the relationship. Like, yes, to some extent, you're gonna have to make a connection, and, like, that's very obvious. If you don't connect at all, like, you're not gonna be friends, but ultimately, like, you have to put in the effort. It shouldn't be one-sided. That's what I've really struggled with in college. I've been, like, trying to reach out, but when you're not continuously put next to someone, like I see them every day in my class, then how are you? I guess I'm really stuck now on like, how do I make sure that I can continue this friendship, and like after like 3 or 4 times we hang out, then you start like opening up about more serious stuff and getting to know them on a deeper level. But I just don't know how to get to that level in the first place, and that's what I've been really struggling with. I don't know how many coats I'm putting. I just put it until I start to see that it's going to clump up, and I'm like, I don't want it to clump up, so I'll just stop then. And it's not like I'm uninteresting. It's just I never really had the space to make those connections and make those friends. My ex-boyfriend from freshman year really didn't like my friends, so then I just stopped talking to a lot of people other than him because I didn't really like me having other friends. So then I just didn't have the space to make those friends until the 1 week pre-quarantine. And then after that, quarantine hit and I was just alone for so much of the time. And a lot of people that I was friends with before the pandemic were in person. So I kept in touch with a lot of people over the summer, but once people went back in person, they would much rather hang out with people who were also in person than like call someone back home. It was just tiring. Everyone's been on phone calls for so long, you'd rather just see people in person. So I was like driving and seeing people, but I would only go like once every 3 weeks or so, 2-3 weeks, because I mean there's only so much driving a person can do and you can expect of them to do. Yeah, it was just a product of the situation. No hard feelings against any of those people that I like tried to keep in touch with but didn't like respond to me. Like it even happens now. I try to keep in touch with the same people, but at a certain point I'm like, even though it hasn't felt like 2 years in my mind, it has been. And like if they choose not to like be responsive or flake on hanging out, that's not my problem anymore. You're just not on their priority list, and that's okay. Okay, I'm gonna go in with this Glossier concealer. I've got mixed feelings about it. I really liked it at first. It picks up my mascara and like my eyes are completely like dark underneath. Even after like an hour or two, it's like pretty bad at like not picking up my mascara. So though I really like how it looks, it's just not super functional. I used to really like eyeshadow, but I just don't like the matte look, and it looks just really cakey on my face, especially with my hooded eyes. So I started using like this Anastasia Beverly Hills like glow palette, like basically a highlighter, and I really like all of these colors. And then this one I put on my eyelids, basically to set my eyelids. If I don't set them, they're completely gonna crease because, as I said, I have hooded eyes. So I just take a little and then literally just go like this, and it looks very natural. I was like stuck in the 2016 matte era for so long. I don't think I picked up a highlighter until like 2018 Black Friday or something. And I don't think I like actually really used one until much later, but now I really like the dewy look. I think it looks very healthy for the skin. Okay, let's put that blush. I use this Glossier one. Everyone says a little goes a long way. They're like completely right. So I'm just gonna do a couple, oh shit. Okay, I'm just gonna do, I put way too much. Okay, let's do this. Okay. Do you see? That looks so streaky. So I'm just gonna like rub the edges so that it like blends in. And usually like rubbing with like a beauty blender means that it picks up the product, which is good in the areas that you don't want it. Do I have a slight obsession with Glossier? Yeah, I like what they aim for, but I think their products are a little overpriced. I'm going to add a little bit of eyebrow gel. I feel like certain products, you're like, yeah, this brand kind of owns everything. I guess maybe this is like a 2010s thing, but like MAC has a chokehold on lipsticks. I feel like Benefit and Anastasia have the chokehold on like brow products. Rare Beauty in its blush, 100%. Foundation is the Fenty one. Like, it's just like, you know, and if you want a name brand one, you're probably just gonna go with one of those. I don't know, like Rare Beauty's products are pretty interesting. Like you wouldn't expect that from like Selena Gomez, like Disney star turned singer. Everyone's like mad at influencers and celebrities coming up with makeup lines and doing things that are totally unrelated to like what they initially started out in. But like her products are genuinely really good, I've heard. I mean, I myself haven't tried any, but like I kind of want to try her blush after these Glossier ones like run out. Oh yeah, I have another one because they have like this $30 for two rather than like $18 for one. Okay, yeah. See, this looks more natural. So now I'm gonna use eyeliner. I used to use the Kat Von D one, like exclusively. My friend is like, try the NYX Epic liner. The brush is the same, the formulation is not the same. I really dislike the formulation. Like if I use liquid liner, it takes so long to dry. My eyes like fold on themselves. I literally have to keep them closed for much longer than the average person. Like when I used to do dance, and I was like, close your eyes. And then I would have to keep them closed for much longer than everyone else just because like if I open them, it'll literally like smudge all over my lid. I don't like that wing. It's definitely not a sister. They're not even sisters. Yeah, what I don't like about the NYX one, it literally just comes off. I mean, I know, of course, I'm putting my finger, but like it comes off throughout the day, and I really don't like that. But I really can't go back to the Kat Von D one because I heard apparently they changed their formulation, and it's just really bad now. So I guess if anyone has suggestions, let me know. I really doubt I'm gonna get suggestions, so I don't mind if I don't see any comments. But yeah, so that's how I look. Let me brush my hair because you should at least see that it's not as crusty as it normally looks. I always don't know, should I do a middle part or a side part? Because like I always do the side part and my parents say it looks better on me. But also like I don't want to out myself as like Gen Z millennial cusp. So I don't know. I don't like the middle part with my longer hair. I think it just looks like flat. Okay, that's the middle part, and that's the side part. Like, I naturally have a middle part. I feel like most people do. So I don't normally flatten it out. I normally, like, fluff it up like this. Just not cooperating right now. Maybe I'll do, like, a half up, half down. So, like, these clips were, like, on sale in Walgreens once when I went, and I wanted claw clips at the time, matte claw clips, and these were, like, I mean, though they're small, they were like perfect every single other way. And otherwise, like they were kind of expensive claw clips. Like I only bought like 2 or 3. And I was seeing like packs of 12 for $15. And I'm like, I don't want 12. But a pack of 3 was like $12. And I'm like, but then I would rather just pay the 15. So I didn't know what to do because I just didn't want to spend that much money. I was like, can I just like pay $5 and get like 4 or something? No. So yeah, I kind of twist it around like this and then just a little loop. Okay, honestly, I kind of like this better than like leaving my hair all the way down. I feel like it just fits my face a little more. But yeah. Okay, that's the makeup look. Thanks for like hanging out with me today. I didn't know what to like do and I kind of just wanted to talk. I guess this is low-key nonsensical, but also made a lot of sense. So I hope everyone's doing well and I hope you all stay safe. Bye.